What's up, everybody? My name is Jacob Hardison, and today we have some excellent gift ideas for you. Welcome back, everybody, to, of course, the lovely Adrenaline RC YouTube channel, where today we are going to go over some great gift ideas, some excellent gift ideas for you guys going into the holidays. Obviously, at the end of the year, it is gift-giving season, and with thousands and thousands of different products and options, I figured it would be a great opportunity to go over some options that aren't necessarily ultra expensive. That way you guys can have some ideas without breaking the bank to gift your RC enthusiast in your life. So I've got a stockpile of stuff over here. I think it tops out at the $150 price tag. I've only got 2 items here. As far as I know, they're crossed over the 100, so lots of great options that we'll be going over today. So, of course, stay tuned for that here in just a minute. But before I start moving stuff up here, I do want to announce that at the end of the video, I will be going over a new waffle that we are going to have, because also in the holiday season, maybe we don't want to go out and spend a ton of money on extra stuff, because obviously we are getting gifts for people. So this is a great opportunity to jump in on something. And, well, we'll go over that more at the end, but we are going to have a waffle. But without further ado, let's go ahead and, of course, get into today's video, which is going to be some great gifts for you guys. First up, something that we just saw in last week's video is going to be the Mallory Performance Twist Lock Glue Bottle. This guy here is super awesome. It's only $17. If you want all the details on it, of course, you can check out last week's video going over the ins and outs of this bottle and how cool it is. But for $17, this is a great tool. Pretty much everybody in RC ever is probably going to glue tires at some point. So this is a great option that isn't super expensive to use as a stocking stuffer. And I am happy to announce that we are officially past the pre-order phase. So these are available as of now on our website. So if you want to pick one up for yourself, or you want to pick one up for a gift, you can get these, and they're only $17. So very cheap. You get glue, you get the super cool bottle. This is a great option to start out with here. Set that off to the front here. And the next thing we're going to go ahead and grab that kind of keeps in the theme of gluing is going to be the Paragon Tire Gluing 1/8 scale buggy jig. Now, they do have different options of this, but I think the 8 scale buggy is the most common, hence why I have it here. This guy is going to sit right at like the $35, $40 price tag. So a little bit more expensive than the glue. But like I said, 90% of RC enthusiasts are going to glue tires at some point. And this makes it super easy to glue up your 8-scale buggy tires. It's relatively inexpensive. Could also be used as a stocking stuffer or something you put under the tree, whatever you so choose. But this is going to be very helpful. I use mine all the time when I'm gluing up my 8-scale buggy tires. Makes life super easy. I do, of course, have these in stock here at Adrenaline. And if you want all of the info on this, just like our Mallory Performance bottle here, I do have a full YouTube video that goes over what it is and how to use it. So we're starting off with a bit of a theme here, which is going to be gluing tires. But both of these are great options that aren't crazy expensive. I love my Paragon tire gluing jig, so this is a great option to pick up. Set that right back there. We got quite a few things coming here, so I got to make sure I keep room. Next thing is going to be a pit item, which is going to be the J Concepts car stand. A car stand is a great option because, well, we need somewhere to set our car while we're working on it. And even if you don't want to use this necessarily as a car stand, something super awesome about this is that it also works as a shock stand. So whether you're doing 10 scale shocks, 8 scale shocks, you might even be able to somehow make a 5th scale shock work on here, but 10 scale and 8 scale, of course, the most common. So you can use this as a shock stand. You can use it as a car stand while you're working on your vehicle. This guy here sits right at like the $38 price tag, so very similar to our Paragon tire gluing jig. Just like my tire jig, I quite literally use this 24/7, even when I'm not working on my car. It is always on the stand. That way, of course, it's not just sitting on the ground. Or let's say, you've got tires on the car, it's going to be sitting for a while. This is going to make it to where, of course, you don't have to worry about getting flat spots on your tires because, well, once the weight sits on it for a while, that is something that can potentially happen. So a car stand is something that's going to be used all the time. It's going to be a very rare occasion that it doesn't get used, and it's multi-purpose because you get to use it as a shock stand. So this guy is a great option, a great tool that the RC enthusiast in your life would probably use 24/7, just like myself. And this does come in different colors. Now there are, of course, different car stand options. This one here comes in blue, black, gray, yellow, and red. I believe here in stock right now, I have the black and blue, so I don't have the full color range, but there are tons of options for this. Definitely, like all of these, they're all available. If I can speak there, they're all available on adrenalinrcracing.com, so make sure you check that out. But this is going to be another great option for you. Set that onto this side. I think what we'll go into next, since we are working with pit accessories here, this is going to be kind of a multi-setup. We'll move this stuff all off to the side, because I've got quite a few different options here. So I'll set these guys all up. These are all different organization containers for all of your different bits and pieces. Hopefully I don't block myself here. I got one more. These are a lot, this one's a lot taller than I was expecting. I don't know why I was expecting it to be smaller, because obviously I can see it, I'm working with it. But pit accessories like this are awesome. Let's say you have little hardware, little screws, washers, ball stud washers, anything small. This has a ton of great little pockets in it. That way you can store that, have it all organized. Let's say you have a bunch of 3mm screws. Each of these could house a different size of 3mm screw, different length of it, or you could have it even organized further than that, have different sizes and different head types. So this is great for different hardware stuff. Set that there. This guy here is going to be a tool pouch. So this is going to be for all of your different drivers, your different scissors, stuff like shock shaft pliers, any tool that you may need. This is a great way to help keep everything nice and organized. There's different hook and loop stuff in here. That way your tools don't end up going everywhere. Put that there. Oh no, it's falling. Our big one here, which I'll probably set on the floor here in just a second because, well, it's just massive. This is going to be a great storage box for the bigger parts. So this is going to be more of your small bits and pieces, like I was saying, washers, shims, screws, stuff like that. This you can use to do stuff more like A-arms, gearboxes, maybe different shock cups, tons of different stuff that you can fit in here, shock towers even. And then this also has the special stand in it to where when you lift up the top, it'll always stay open. That way you don't have to worry about opening and closing a ton if you're consistently pulling stuff in and out while you are rebuilding your vehicle. So this is another great option here. So we got a couple of J Concepts pieces. We've got our ProTech toolbox. So these are great options to get. I think we've got one more here, which is going to be our shock oil bag. This is going to be great, of course, to make sure your shock oils are all organized because, well, we have a lot of them. We don't want them rolling around everywhere. And it's a lot nicer to use something like this rather than using something like a Ziploc baggie. Keeps them all stood upright. You can have them all organized by weight. So this makes life super easy. You can also use it for dip oils as well because they use the same bottle. So good collection here of just different storage stuff. I'm going to set this one back down to the side here. But that is our next item. Alrighty, continuing on with our lovely gift ideas, we're going to take a little bit of a turn here. Obviously, all the stuff we've gone over so far is going to be more pit-based than anything, whereas these two, well, like I said, they're going to be a complete turn compared to where we are at. First one I've got here is going to be the Losi Micro B. This guy goes for right at $130. There's a couple different color options, and then if you don't like the buggy style, they do have a stadium truck style that, as far as I know, is very, very similar price, but this is the one that I've got on hand at the moment. So the Losi Micro B is a great starting point for anybody getting into the hobby because it is small enough, of course, to be able to drive inside the house. It is completely ready to run, so you don't need to go to the store to buy anything else. Everything you need is inside this box here. So if you're looking to get somebody into the hobby or just have something to be able to play with inside the house, you know, you could make little duct tape lines, take some cardboard, make cool inside jumps. This guy is going to be an excellent option to be able to get that done without spending a ton of money on something like a 10 scale car or an 8 scale car. So this is a great way to get a full ready to run vehicle to play around with. And if you want to go outside with it, you can. You know, if you're on something like asphalt, this will definitely do just fine. It's not going to do great in stuff like the gravel and grass end of things, but you do have a lot of option with this, being that you can drive it around inside, especially because in a lot of places it is getting cold around this time of year. So this also means that you can play with your toy car without having to go outside in the cold. You can stay warm in your pajamas if you want, and you can play around with a super duper cool new toy. Now, my next one that I've got coming up here is going to be similar to this. Let's see if I can set this off to the side here. This is my last item here, and this is also going to be a ready-to-run vehicle. Now, this particular one is the SCX-24 Base Camp. This guy here is in the full SCX-24 line, going to be at the 120 mark, I believe. There are tons of different options for the SCX-24 line. This particular one, of course, being the Base Camp, I believe. Depending on what body style you want, they go from like 110 to 150. So this is going to be a great option to, again, be able to play around inside the house, not have to get any extra items. A great way to get somebody into the hobby, or if somebody's already in the hobby, just a great little toy to play around with on the pit bench. So this one is a very lovely hot pink. I like the bright color. I like the pink. But depending on what body style you want, I think they've got a Lexus, they've got a Power Wagon, they've got Jeeps, Broncos, they've got this Base Camp, which I believe is more kind of modeled off like a Toyota. So lots of different options here to be able to get the body style you prefer, depending on what price point you want to be in. So this guy is going to be a little bit slower paced compared to our Micro B. This one here, of course, is going to be more of a rock crawler. So, you know, if you've got different spray foam, little gravel, rock around the house, you can actually make a very, very cool indoor course without having to do a whole lot of extra, like, outside big stuff. So if you get yourself a sheet of plywood, you can just gather different rocks and pieces around the house and make yourself a very, very cool scale course. The other cool thing about these SCX-24s is they are super customizable with different weight options, different upgrade parts. There are people that quite literally take this vehicle and model it to be exactly like their full-size car. So if you have a Toyota truck, this is a great option for you. But like I said, they have a ton of different body styles, and then there are also aftermarket bodies that you can get, so that way you can model it off of your full-size crawling vehicle. So you can have a little mini-me, which is super cool. So this is going to round out all of our gift end of things. We've got a lot of great options here, ranging from $17 all the way up to, like I said, this one is $120. This is $130. So nothing that is going to super duper break the bank. Good stocking stuffers, good little items to put under the tree for the RC enthusiast in your life, because, well, these are just all cool, very, very useful, fun tool options and toy purchases. So now we've gone over all of our different items here, all of our different variations of gifts. Like I said, all great ideas and all available at adrenalinercracing.com. We could, of course, get to the end portion of the video and I can go over our waffle. So we'll get this all cleaned up, lickety-split, and we will let you guys know what is up for grabs. Alrighty, everybody, here it is. Here's our newest waffle. Up for grabs this time is going to be this awesome Sparco F8T Nitro Truggy kit, brand new in sealed box. Now, obviously, we are going into the off season for Nitro, but I know there are plenty of enthusiasts and mechanics out there that like to take their time with the build, get everything set up just right, chef's kiss. So this is going to be something you can build over the off season, get it just right, and prepped for the Nitro season next year. For this particular guy, it is going to be $15 a ticket, and there's going to be 100 tickets up for sale. As always, you can buy as many tickets as you'd like. Once we hit that $100 ticket sale limit, we will, of course, do our spin the wheel to figure out who our winner of this super duper awesome new kit will be. There's no set time frame on it, just like all of our other waffles. It'll just be a matter of when all 100 tickets sell. We'll do the spin the wheel in the following video. We'll find out who our winner is, and then, of course, get it shipped out as soon as possible. Those of you that are participating that are in the main portion of the United States we will cover shipping to you if you are outside of the United States, country-wise, or in Alaska or Hawaii. And then, of course, you would have to cover shipping yourself. But if you are in the main portion of the United States, we will make sure that's taken care of. But for $15, even if you have to pay shipping to get it to you, this is still going to be a great bang for the buck. So this link, as with all of our other links for our different items we went over today, those will all be down in the description below. Best of luck to you. Make sure you pick up some awesome gifts for the RC enthusiast in your life, and we'll see you guys next week for an all-new video.